What's up, guys? I'm Crystal Lee Naomi, aka Jasmine Borders on Tyler Perry's Sistas. Be sure to subscribe to the Haves and the Have-Nots review for not only reviews on the Haves and the Have-Nots, but also on Sistas. And while you're at it, give your girl a follow on Instagram at Crystal Lee Naomi. And I'll see you every Wednesday at 9, only on BET.
All right, Sisters fans, a lot of people, I'm going to be real here. Maybe it's because it's routine by now in regards to what are your predictions for the season finale, Jeremy? What are your predictions for the mid-season finale? For generally speaking, in the trailer breakdown videos of those finale episodes, that's usually where I go all out. And leading up to the actual episode itself, I might come up with various theories and discussion points before it airs. But for whatever reason, people are losing their damn mind on Sisters. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I've posted well over a dozen varying topics around the Sisters finale, most of which having to do with Karen, Fatima, Zach, and then the whole drama between Jasmine and Andy. Because to be honest, there really isn't much to talk about in regards to Sabrina and Jacoby and Preston and Danny. But I do have about 5, almost half a dozen talking points I want to say in this video that should probably get rid of any last minute questions before the actual episode comes out. So again, this is just a kind of a mashup video where I'm just going to kind of quickly go through the bullet points here as to my predictions as to what will happen with these various storylines. But like I've said, I've done so many damn videos over the past few days breaking stuff down because other people have come up with amazing ideas. So just keep that in mind. But before moving forward in this particular video, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up button, hit the bell notification icon and select all. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And please hit subscribe. I've been mentioning this in recent videos, but I just might as well say it again. Number one, we are closing in on 170,000 subscribers. Hooray! Also, double check to make sure you are subscribed. Some longtime subscribers have been noticing YouTube has unsubscribed them from the channel. I have no idea why this is happening. This isn't just my channel. It's been happening on numerous other YouTuber pages. So make sure you are subscribed. Just double check it. If you are a frequent viewer of the channel, I appreciate the views, but in order to help me increase my percentage of the subscriber watch time on the channel, just hit subscribe. It's absolutely free and it will help you keep up when I post new content. So the first thing I want to talk about is the credit card saga, if you will. Here's what I think will happen. We know the episode is more than likely going to pick up where we left off with the girls, or should I just say Karen specifically, confronting Fatima and Zach in the grocery store. Unless it is brought up in this scene, I do not think we're going to find out who used the credit card in this episode. We know it was a female client, but again, unless it is brought up in this particular scene, I doubt we're going to see resolution for it in the episode itself because of the fact that we know that Aaron is giving Karen space. So unless Aaron just decides to show up at her apartment that night, I don't think we're going to see much Karen at all in the episode. Again, I could be completely wrong here, but I just don't see. The salon is closed right now. So unless we see Karen let's say it is Pam and then she decides to call Pam later that night. But then again, with Karen being Karen, I think she's the kind of person who would confront her as opposed to just doing it over the phone. So unless the credit card situation is brought up in the grocery store, I do not think we're going to find out who did it in the finale. Maybe she'll say something to Zach about it in regards to you didn't use it, but I feel like that's just going to make Karen look so much worse than she already does after she put out the warrant for his arrest. It's like, imagine her saying something along the lines of, you know what? The girl showed me the footage of the credit card user and it wasn't you. And I was going to give you another chance. But it's like, that's so redundant because you had sex with him even before you saw the footage. And again, Karen hasn't said this yet. I don't know if she's going to say this particular line of dialogue, but her character has been so fickle and wishy-washy this season. I could potentially see her doing that, basically making this about her when it really isn't, because despite everything, Zach didn't put her behind bars. Just saying. So, in my opinion, I do not think we as an audience will find out the exact person who utilized the credit card. Just a prediction. Hopefully I'm wrong, but honestly, I don't give a crap. Okay, Zach. I think Zach is either going to get kicked out by Fatima based on the episode synopsis and the fact that Fatima feels that uneasiness within Zach, that he still has feelings for Karen. So it's like, you know what? I don't think it's good for us to move in together, which is kind of effed up because you literally invited him a couple hours earlier. But then again, that was before you found out about his hooking up with his ex. So, But either way, I think it's pretty messed up. I think that Zach is going to get kicked out by Fatima, and I pray, because I did a video yesterday about him moving in with Karen, I pray he does not move back in with Karen. At the very least, maybe go back to Danny's house, because remember, he was actually paying to stay there as well. So maybe he goes back there until he gets back on his feet. He's like, hey, I'm making decent money with chain breakers. I want to find my own place so I can get out of your hair. And that leads to my next point about Danny making Preston leave, because even though Danny has been my favorite of the sisters group this season, I don't count Fatima. She's like an honorary sister because she made a great first impression. But based on the fact that she's with Karen's ex, I don't think that's going to be a title she holds for long. What I'm saying is, I think that Danny has had the worst storyline in regards to her personal feelings towards her dynamic with Preston. I don't really count the whole thing about the half brothers being racist towards her, because that's a good storyline point. But I feel like there's a lot of forced drama because of her own insecurities in season 1, it was about how she looked. In season 2, apparently it's about her finances. So I just feel like the scene between Preston and Danny is going to be one of the most boring scenes of the episode. I am glad to see Preston again. We haven't seen him in like 3 episodes, but just based on the previews alone, it's like her feeling insecure about, look, I'm going to be honest here. I forgot what it was. I just know I rolled my eyes. What was it? I think Preston's like, I'm just trying to help. Well, I don't want to be fixed. And then, they're on the couch, and then he kisses her on the forehead, and it looks like he gets up to leave. So he probably figures, you know what, Danny, I tried to be there for you. I'm trying to be the best man I can be, but if you won't tell me what's wrong, we've had this conversation so many times before. If I can't help, then I don't really see the need of being around, because seems like a good dude. He deserves somebody who's going to be there as much as he is, not just somebody who's going to be there when she's ready for a ride around the rodeo and lash out without fully explaining why she's mad. So I could see this forced drama where Preston decides to leave, and then Zach comes back in, and then they both are moping because they both just lost possibly the best thing to ever happen to them, respectively, Preston, Fatima. Even though it's kind of ironic because both of these individuals have had some of the best, character moments of season 2. They found great people for them that could potentially change them for the better. But at the same time, they both came with their baggage. Preston's racist family members, and then Fatima's exes like Hayden. But then we moved to Sabrina and Jacoby. I honestly just didn't even feel like this storyline deserved to get a video before the episode. Maybe if I'm like super pressed for, material, like, maybe I'll do an extra video about Sabrina. We know that Jacoby's invited over. We know that she says, well, nothing's going to happen. But then they start kissing, and it's like, I think something's going to happen. Do you think that Jacoby's going to assault Sabrina? They just made him like a bit of an asshole lately for whatever reason. And I hate that, because I honestly wanted him to be a nicer character. But I just feel like it might get to the point where either he assaults her, or we flip over to where Maurice was talking to Calvin in the preview about how maybe it's a situation where, Sabrina's going to, she's going to come around, just give her some time. And I honestly don't think Calvin should even give Sabrina the time of day again after how she treated him and what she said to him at the bank. So can you see him going over to Sabrina's place that night and then finding Jacoby there? Again, false drama. And then finally, the Andy Jasmine thing. There's not too much for me to say. Like I said, I've done like it feels like 15 freaking videos on this very subject. How does she get into the apartment? Does she break in? Did she steal a key from Gary because Gary said he has like keys where he can come into the apartment? Does she have a gun? Is she going to kill Andy? What exactly is she going to do? Is this a nightmare? I have nothing to say. Like I said, check out one of the numerous videos I've done on the subject. And really, those are all my, predictions. I don't think Aaron's in this episode. Again, I didn't even bother to look up the cast listing from the episode because 9 times out of 10, those listings are never complete. And number 2, it feels like a cheat sheet because this is the finale. I want to go in here as blinded as possible, despite the fact that we've had previews, synopsis, and things like that. But yeah, I can't wait to do an overall season video where I compare seasons 1 and 2 because trust me, I have some very interesting things to say. But let me know your predictions, your thoughts on the finale coming up tomorrow night. I am recording this on Tuesday morning. And with that being said, if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. Trust and believe every penny helps right now as I transition to, hey, 3 months from now, I got to be out of this apartment. So with that being said, hopefully the finale lives up to the big predictions we have. I hope it does. And with that being said, I'll talk to you in the next video.